It's the long haul we're talking about tonight. The director at the James Front Community College Small Business Center asked me to put together a couple of brand new programs, one talking about how to make it for the long haul and the other how to transition your business when you are ready to sell it or retire. And that'll be coming up after this series. But tonight we're going to be talking about making the big decisions and taking the big risks while you're in a new business and starting one. So let me just start out by saying right up front, we're going to make a lot of mistakes, and some of them could be really bad. But the key is that we want to make as few bad mistakes as possible. And in order to do that, maybe it's a little bit of prior planning and thinking about what's headed to our way will help us avoid that situation. So bad mistakes are ahead, no doubt. Good times are ahead as well. And that's what we'll be working towards. Things that'll help us make those big decisions and take those big risks that are always part of growing a small business as we go along. My name is Steve Carver. This is my presentation, number 1189. And I really appreciate you joining me on my continuation of Entrepreneur Journeyship, and let me enjoy a ride along with you tonight on your journey into entrepreneurship. I'm not a lawyer or an accountant, just a fellow that's been in business for 66 years and counting. I'm still in business, still very busy. I had a great day today selling implements and parts and prepping for next week's presentation. So I know what it is to be in business, to make payroll for half a 100 years, to deal with cash flow issues, and I can help you and give you good advice of things to do and not to do. Main thing I want to say to you is always get a second or even a third opinion from someone that's in the know before you make a decision you're not quite sure of. That's a good thing to do. It'll keep you out of a lot of trouble. We'll talk about that a lot tonight, but in North Carolina, we're real lucky because at the community colleges, the state of North Carolina has positioned small business centers with experts to help you and I, to help people that are in business. You don't have to be in the college there to take advantage of the small business center at the colleges. That's just where they're located. I want to encourage you to be in touch with and know the small business center in your area. We've got a couple of folks with us tonight that are in touch with our sponsor tonight, which is the center at James Front Community College in Kenansville and at Warsaw. And the director there is Miss Joy Wynn, her picture here on the screen. She's at the West Park Center in Warsaw and a fabulous entrepreneur, coach and guide, teacher. She's been in business herself for a lot of years. She knows what it takes to stay there. And she has a wealth of information and contacts that can help you if you're in the Dublin County area or in Greene County and Jones County. If not, there's a center near you, and if you don't know who they are and where they are, you just drop me an email. My email address is there on the chat board, or make a note in chat about what you would like some information on, and I'll put the Small Business Center directors in touch with you and be glad to do it. Also at the center in Warsaw, Lynn Murphy is there, and she runs the commercial kitchen for the college, and it is a fabulous, fabulous kitchen. If you had never seen a commercial kitchen or know about it or maybe have an interest in it, Lynn will be glad to walk you through it, show you what's going on. And if you have any general questions related to commercial kitchens and what's required of food truck operators and such as that, Lynn will have the information for you or know who to contact on your behalf. So I am keeping score on attendance, and indeed we've got a lot of folks that have perfect attendance. You can see by the X's represent the nights you were here. And if you see any errors, I want you to let me know. And so we can get it just right for you. I really do love sending out these certificates. And Sarita is with us tonight. She's the lady who helps design them and helps me get them out. So we're glad to do that for you. But so keep attending. If you attend at least 5 of the 8 sessions, you're automatically qualified for a certificate. If you attend more, you even may get some more opportunities to earn certificates as we go along. This is all about how to stay in business, how to make it for the long haul. Because indeed, a lot of companies start, but very few make it for a long time. So tonight our talking points are going to be varied. I've never done some of these before, so I'll be moving along through them because our discussions tonight is not about things that maybe you're going to start doing tomorrow and see an immediate change in your business a day after tomorrow. We're going to be looking at issues and thinking about strategies that you'll want to start putting in place for the long haul, for the not only to survive but to thrive in your business. So let me encourage you to get have a notebook out so you can pencil down and make notes on things that you might want to follow up on in your particular business. We're kind of looking at our sales from 20,000 feet up to try to see where we're headed and how to get some things done. So our talking points tonight are finding wisdom, forecasting the pivotal points of the business, understanding how important it is to diversify our income streams, avoiding the most common mistakes that are generally made in business, looking at some effective risk management strategies, how to identify your risk, and learning from our setbacks. Instead of letting our setbacks put us out of business, let's learn and adapt. We'll talk about those, and then we'll talk about our mission being accomplished for the long haul. So new topics tonight. Each one of these may end up becoming a brand new webinar on their own this fall and next year. But right now we'll just hit the highlights and we'll move through them. So you got a lot of study guides emailed to you. If you haven't received your email study guides, I will send them again to you tomorrow, along with a link to a video recording of this session, and look forward to doing that. These study guides go deeper into the talking points. So if we're talking about something tonight that is catching your ear and you may feel like that you want to spend more time on it, the study guides go deeper and deeper and give you a lot more information and how-to information to help you move forward with setting the pathway for your business to go forward with. But the main one is number 1189. That's the study guide that covers our talking points. So if you just want to print one off and use it for a note-making piece of paper, that would be the one to use, the 1189. Next week, we'll continue our studies with another brand new theme, and was called the generational thing. The generations that we see as we are in business for a long term become really, really important to us in 3 different ways. One, if we don't stay in business for over 25 years, that means we're going to serve more than one generation. So we need to understand that our customers are going to change as time goes along. And as our customers change, we are going to need to make the changes to keep those customers that we signed up early, but also to keep attracting the ones that are coming along. So understanding the different things that the generations are doing for our customers are going to be important. You and I, as the staff in our business and the employees that maybe we hire to help us, our generational issues are going to change as well. We come in at one generation and go out 2 or 3 generations later in age, which means that are we staying in touch with the market? Are we doing the things that it takes to stay in touch with the market? And lastly, we may have family members that want to be a part of our business, or in other words, bringing in a generation of family into your business and the do's and don'ts that's related to that. And there are a lot of them. I've experienced them all, so I'm quite qualified to put together a real good webinar on this subject. So I know you'll enjoy next week as well. So remember, you attend 5 or more classes, you can earn a certificate. If you attend 5 classes, do a menu of your profit centers, do your mission, vision, and promise statements, list the strategies that you're going to do to help your business go for the long haul. You'll qualify for membership into the Academy of Entrepreneurs and Associates, get you a nice certificate, and start on the road to entrepreneurship along with the Academy. During the first week, we talked about Nathan's, famous hot dog maker. We'll hear a lot about them on July the 4th. Second week, we talked about Bright Life, compared a local hot dog manufacturer to the national chain of Nathan's. Learned a lot about how they did that locally and stayed in business now for over 50 years. Then we talked about Stacy's Country Kitchen here in Dunn, about how a small lady-owned restaurant, the things that she's done through the years to keep her business very viable and alive and growing in the marketplace. I had the pleasure of being with them today, got me a couple of take-home dishes to come home. Then last week, we kind of simpled it down to a two-person or three-person business at just a local car wash in Elizabethtown. And the car wash are very interesting folks and very interesting ways that they keep on keeping on with the way they diversify their income stream. So we talked about the car wash and how it was working. So this week we're going to be doing something different and talk about Carly C's. Carly C's will have a lot going on. So have you ever heard of Carly C's? If you have, how about going over to the chat board and just saying yes, I've heard of Carly C's, or no, never heard of them. I'd just be interested to know how wide their fame goes. I know there's quite a few people on board with us tonight that have a Carly C's store in your community. You may not even recognize it, but I did send out an advanced study guide that was telling the story about Carly C. and his family. So I hope that y'all had a chance to read that over. We'll be diving into that pretty deep in just a little while. So the path to long-term ownership of a business can be exhilarating, and it's certainly always challenging, but there's some major differences that set the ones aside and apart that do make it for the long term. And that's what you want to hear about, because I notice you want your business to last a long time. Our program here, these webinars are all about helping you, and your challenge is to soak in what you can. I'll give you a lot to think about and to use in your business, and I'm happy to share it with you. So that's your challenge, is to get in there. Each class in this series, we're talking about 5 different topics and trying to tie it all together into a nice package so that it makes sense in every respect. One is the importance of networking, artificial intelligence, customer service secrets, hospitality considerations, and being in a league of your own. I want each one of you to want to be in a league of your own and to someday get there. So networking, I'm asking you all to share messages on the chat board with each other, try to learn more about each other. That's why if you'd like to in chat, tell what type of business that you're starting, any other information you'd like to share with your classmates, and y'all start looking at that and maybe sending messages back and forth. I'm one of the few presenters that leave the chat board open for y'all to have open communication with each other, as well with me. You can make it private if you want to, but I leave the to everyone button open and encourage y'all to get a feel for other people in your class. Most of my classes, kind of just like tonight, we have people from all over the state with us right now, from the mountains with David, and to Jason, and over in the Charlotte area and Cabarrus County area with Kendall, and down east, Sonia and Charlotte, Sarita and Clinton. Corey is with us tonight. Well, Corey, I'm glad to have you back. I was looking forward to having a chat with you about your work. I was very impressed with your website. So Corey over in, I think it's Pittsburgh, Chapel Hill area, doing images for people that want to show off their fine recipes and things. So glad to have you back, and you too, Keith. Just good chat. And see, I try to do this and get to know you guys and share information with you. And y'all pay attention and send some messages to each other through your networking. Artificial intelligence really started becoming big news last year. And this year is really bigger news. And I want to tell you, I think that maybe it's not going to stop. It's just amazing the things that are happening with AI. Some of them are just exciting as they can be, even for me, and some of them are scary, no doubt about it. So I want you all and encourage you as entrepreneurs on your path now to start learning more about AI, how it can help you, maybe how it can hurt you, and especially how you can use it. So we're going to talk about, I want you to know that AI is just as important for you and I as small businesses, 1 to 2 people in your business, as it is for large businesses. Maybe more important because it gives us the opportunity to do some really big things as we do that. But we need to start familiarizing ourselves with the different tools that are available for us to start taking advantage of this and competitive edge with these benefits that AI is bringing to us. So on the screen now is a list of different types of tools that you might want to get involved in. Writing tools, doing text-to-speech type things, chat boxes, art tools, financial analysis, different types of collaboration on all subjects, analytics, how to better manage your customer relations, and all different things related to international languages, different tools you might be able to use. I have used AI in this series for the first time, and I'm just, first of all, I'm proud of myself for doing it, and next, I'm kind of ashamed for putting it off as long as I did, but it puts me in a good position to advise you. If you're not experimenting with AI and learning how it might help you in your business, it's definitely time to do it. The sooner you get involved ahead of your competition, the better off we're going to be. The possibilities are endless, just endless. I can't say enough how important it is. So let's talk about customer service for a little bit. Each week we try to give a customer service thought, something we might want to make sure we're plugging into our business and for now and in the future. And tonight I just wanted to bring a thought to you that through the years has paid really good dividends for me. Someone advised me a long time ago the key to good customer service is always giving the customer a little bit more than they expected. Always make them feel like, wow, they've gone the extra mile for us. And when you're doing that, when you're giving it that extra little push, what you're doing is you're opening the door to a very good customer relationship. So the key here is just don't do as little as you possibly can, but be in your DNA to go the extra mile, to make it extra special. And Corey is with us tonight with his photography, and you'll notice that in his email address, you can see what his website is. I want y'all to go to Corey's website because he goes the extra mile in professionalism, and we all can take lessons from that. So glad you came back with us tonight, Corey. You do a great job with that stuff. Let's go the extra mile and let the customer know we're not just going to do as little as we can get by with to make $1, but we're going to do what it takes to make you appreciate us and want to come back and do business. Go the extra mile. Moving on to hospitality now, the key things I want us to mention and underline and be very much aware of, there's 3 things, 3 little things that can make the big differences in hospitality. And this is what we have to ingrain in ourselves that we're going to do to become this, to be the entrepreneur that does this. We got to remember that introductions are key, critical, that we go the extra mile to give a warm, friendly introduction and be excited to make a new acquaintance. It goes so far when that new customer knows that you're happy to have a chance to meet and to serve them. And extra happy if you can remember their name. Remembering names is so important. And to help customers remember your names, I'm going to recommend that when you're doing the business that you have a name tag on that gives at least your first name, because customers will look forward to calling you by your first name. and then they'll start remembering it, and y'all start a relationship going back and forth. Remembering names goes so far in hospitality. And now the little things. In your store, in your presence, when you're meeting with a customer, smell, taste, and sounds drive home hospitality memories. Make sure you keep that in mind. You might want to make sure that you're turning on the right kind of smells, fragrances around yourself or your business, or the feeling that you're putting out. Taste, if you have certain foods or cookies or M&Ms or tea, coffee, Cokes, things like that you might offer to your customers when you're meeting with them. And pleasant sounds, not dogs barking loud or real loud hammers of banging and things like that. Those pleasant sounds. And tying this together now, if you have a chance to have a customer come and for you to discuss business and you're trying to close a sale, try to find a private place that you can talk. When you're talking with a customer one-on-one, you don't need other employees or other customers standing there listening in to everything you're saying. It takes away from your relationship. So get in the habit when you're talking business with a customer, private business, then say, let's step over here, or let's go outside, or walk with me over here to this place. Find a place that customer knows you're interested in keeping their business private and between the two of you, and you will continue to do that with a long-term relationship. In other words, their business isn't everybody's business. Earning that trust goes a long way in hospitality and certainly in keeping the business going on. Go in the long haul, and if you make it for the long haul, if you make it past 25 years, I'm putting that as a kind of a red flag, then you are headed for a good chance of being in a league of your own. That is, you're doing something very special, better than other people. You're darn proud of it, and you want to keep it on. And you want your company and your employees and your family and yourself to be proud of the fact that you're doing things better than other folks and longer, and you're in a league of your own. And I'm happy to say to you that I was so fortunate right here in my community, less than a mile from where I live right now, is a Carly C store. And less than 4 miles away is the original home where the family started their businesses. So we're going to feature tonight on the league of your own, and mainly tying into this things that they have been through that's going to make some big changes in their lives, because they had a chance to make big decisions and maybe some big mistakes and took some big risk. So let's kind of dive into this. Just sit back and relax and see how you might have handled things as you were coming along. I'm happy to present to you Carly C. and Joyce McClam, husband and wife, long-term. Both are deceased now. Carly C. passed away several years ago, and Joyce just a couple of years ago. These were good folks. These were country folks. These were folks that when you walked in their little country store, no bigger than my office here, the kind that you see out at the crossroads in the middle of nowhere, these are the people that ran that store. Swept it with a broom, served you. And then Carly C. wanted to be in the meat business. He took a liking to ham and the sausages and started making his own sausages and putting them up, and got a reputation as having some of the best fresh meat that you could buy in the country around here. And his business really grew, and Joyce was with him there every day. This is what they did for a living. They were in the country store business. Later on, they had several children. I know both of them, but Mac, Carly C. Jr., continued in this business, and so I have to give him credit too, because for many, many years, he has not only saved a business, but has expanded it a whole lot. So he's a great entrepreneur as well. So let's talk about them a little bit. Everything I'm saying to you tonight and sharing with you is coming off of their website. They've had a history page on their website about Carly C. So I give them 100% credit and appreciation for sharing with us, so I can share it with you. This story starts back in the 60s, and Carly C. as a young man loved to cut meat. That was his specialty and his love. So he got him a little country store out there and started packing sausage and hams and started selling it. One of our topics tonight are going to be recognizing pivotal points in a business. Now, your business and you will have pivotal points, pivot points, as you go along. Every one of us do. And it's really important, and I'm so glad I can share it with you, that most young entrepreneurs don't realize this. But it is really important that you do have knowledge of it and wisdom so that we can recognize these pivot points when they come up and be better prepared to make the best decisions we can so that we'll take these pivot points and turn them into opportunities. So these notes that I'm giving to you, I shared with you in an earlier email about the pivot points that Carly C. and Joyce went through their life in bringing their business along. In 1961, they decided to open a small country store. So they went out and leased a business, leased a building, and started a little store. And very quickly, just in the first few months, this is out between Dunn and Benson and Newton Grove on Highway 422, 242. And right away, people started liking Carly C.'s meats, and they started wholesaling groceries and selling them at very fair prices. Now, 1961 was pretty tough, dry times in this area. We'd had some drought years. This is a farming community, and the farming was real slack and wasn't a lot of money around. And Carly C. and Joyce, even though they were poor, by a lot of standards. They'd never admit that, or they probably didn't even know it, but compared to a lot of people in the grocery store business, they didn't have many resources. But you know what they had? A great big heart. And they would indeed sell groceries to the local farm families on the credit, and when the crops came in, they would settle up with them. That's what people did in the country, even at the grocery store. You go to the store, you get up your stuff, you make a list of what you got, and it would go in the book. And the book is what you owe to pay when you got the money to do it. Well, no such thing as adding interest back those days. That's just what store owners did. I know that because my dad and I were in the farm equipment business, and we were doing the same thing. We were financing everything that went out the door until tobacco was sold in the fall. But in 1962, the store owner, where they just opened up their business, decided he didn't want to renew the lease. So there's a pivot point, and there's one of these things that are going to come along. You cannot count on rental property always being available to you unless you've got teeth in your paperwork. And the McClowns here lost several different stores because their business was doing well in a rental property, and the people who owned the property said, wow, if Carly C. and Joyce can make money here, I can too. So they ran them out and opened up their own country store, copying what they're doing. And some of these stores are still operating today, but Carly C. and Joyce had to go. You know, that's pretty serious now when you've just been in business just for a little while. So about the time they were run out of one store, another little store over closer to Dunn and Benson became available because the owner there decided he'd like to retire, and he offered his place to Carly C. and Joyce to come and pick up this business and start running it for him and do their thing. And lo and behold, they did really well. Business was booming, and this store owner decided, wow, I think I'm going to run them out, and I'll just pick up the pieces and keep running my own store right here. Let me tell you, that happens a lot. It happens to people starting a hairdressing, a beauty salon. It happens to used car dealerships. It happens to lots of small businesses with my friends getting ready to open your own businesses. You make sure that when you're renting a building, you get options to renew your leases, and don't give your landlords the option to pull the rug out from under you just because you got a good retail business going on. It happens a lot. So back to 1964, there they are on the street again, and you know what they did? They went across the intersection and built their own store. Didn't have any money to speak of, had to borrow it from family and friends mostly. Yep, from the family and friends, because there's very little equity, very little collateral. So they built their building one brick at a time back in 1971. And then over the next few years, as the meat business started growing in Carly C, doubled that store in 1965. So you can see this couple was strapped with bad surprises, one right after the other. But they kept going because their business was growing and their customers kept on going. Business got good. In 1979, they opened a brand new store at Coates, and in '83, another store at Irwin. Now, basically, I think the store in Coates, they actually built it from scratch. I think the store in Irwin, they bought out another IGA. But at any rate, they started owning those stores, and then tragedy, those things that we don't want to happen. The store he had him done burned down. I mean, it was just destroyed in the fire, put him out of business right there. He still had his businesses in Coates and Irwin, which were only 15 or 10 miles away. But the rest of the story is Carly C and Joyce didn't have any insurance. It was a total loss. Pivot points in a business life. Risk management. I'm sure today that if Carly C and Joyce were here, they would have had insurance on that, because it was a big setback for them. It really ate into their savings and did it. But the customer said, if you build, we'll keep coming. And indeed they did. They rebuilt. This is a picture of that during the fire where the store had burned down at Carly C's, and the fire trucks were there hauling off the stuff. So in 1985, it was rebuild time. I don't know where you were in 1985. I was just getting back from the service and getting heavy into the equipment business. And I knew this family, first name, traded with them, bought food from them, loved them, like appreciated the fact how nice they were. So they operated at the store between Dunn and Benson from 65 through 1984. That building is still there. I just noticed this week when I went out and took this picture that the building is still there, but they're not in it any longer. They've moved their operations to a huge facility in Dunn, but that building's still there. So in 1986, they opened a brand new store in Dunn. I went by and took this picture. Excuse the photography there. I didn't get a good picture, but this is right on the north edge of Dunn on Highway 301. I shop here at least once a week, and real good service. So proud to know Carly C's. Today, pivotal points, they've got 33 stores and are growing. 33 grocery stores, one family. Pretty darn amazing, isn't it? And so proud to know them. And as you read the story and you get to know these folks, you'll find out why. Now, several of the stores, they rebranded Piggly Wiggly stores over in Tarboro and Zebulon, Washington, Clinton, and Roseboro. In other words, as the Piggly Wiggly family was going out, Carly C moved in and rebranded. That's an important word tonight for all of us, rebranding. They also got some IGA stores in Four Oaks and Smithfield, and some Food Line stores in Fayetteville, and have got several stores in South Carolina as well. So growth, growth, growth. Man, can you imagine the amount of work that it takes to do this? Can you imagine how many employees that payroll officer has with all these different stores? It's a big business now. It started out with Joyce and Carly C sweeping the floor with a broom and making sausage in a little country store. If this isn't a success story, I've never seen one. And it's still here and happening today. And I want for each one of you to take heart here, because maybe you don't see this in your future. Maybe you don't think this is a possibility. Well, they didn't either. Let me assure you, that was not on their plan. But once you get the ball rolling, you can keep it rolling if you've done the right generational changes and made the right plans and have things in place, even if you have made some major, big old mistakes. I mean, some big ones. you can still get through it. So that's the good news that you can do it. But now their stores, generally all their stores have, look like this on the front, spread across the Carolinas. Carly C's, and they serve lots of different community services at their stores. They help people with their receive their checks to pay their utilities, their water bills, help them. Most of the stores now have their own pharmacies in them. They do everything they can to make their store a community center. Now, this is a very poor picture, but the Carly C's went out into the Dunn area, purchased a large manufacturing company facility, and now they use that as their headquarters, where they package foods, make desserts, do a lot of baking, do a lot of blending. They fix collards there, a lot of packaging. It's a big operation. Having a chain of grocery stores is so much more than just having those stores, because you got to supply them every day. Why is this important for us to think about tonight when we're looking at the long haul? Because this small business was based on the fact that they wanted to love and bless the community that they serve. I mean, it's right in their statements. They want to love and to bless the community. Remember, we all like to say, have a blessed day, have a blessed this and that. That's a big thing going around the South these days. More importantly, with Carly C's, they are bringing the blessings as business people. And that's what I want you and I to do as entrepreneurs. This little chain still does some big deals. They got a strong marketing campaign. Visit them on Facebook, and you'll see state-of-the-art marketing exposures and lots of things there that you might want to look at and copy what they're doing. They just really good with their images that they're doing, putting together images. Corey, matter of fact, as I was putting this together, I was thinking they might want to have you to come and do some imaging for them, because you do such good work. Like so many big stores are doing now, you can call in and phone an order in, or send it in by email, and they will deliver it to you with DoorDash. So that's showing growth and staying in touch with the newest generation. They're a mission of service. They say, and their goal is they know that their customers are the most valuable asset they have, and the cost of being friendly has no cost at all. It brings in so much warmth and growth. The first and last contact with the customer is to be friendly and courteous. That's their rule to their customers, to their employees. And I will assure you that when you go in a Carly C store, you will see that reflected. You'll see it reflected. Staying friendly to the customer, nothing else will work for them. They believe in that. They want their signature products to impress you. They want their pricing to impress you. They want their stores to be clean and to be friendly, no doubt. So I know it sounds like I'm advertising for them. What I'm really doing is encouraging you to visit a store and see how you might be able to build a relationship with your customers, like Carly C. and Mac Jr. have done with theirs. They are indeed in a league of their own, and deserve our admiration and support and encouragement. And so congratulations to them and all the employees and managers they've had through the years, because they'll be the first to say, we couldn't have done it without our great team of employees. So thank you, Carly C. And Joyce and Mac Jr. Thank you so much. Again, every bit of this that I've shared with you came off of their website. What sets the businesses apart? Well, hopefully you picked out 10 or 12 things that Carly C's have done, and that's what we want to build on tonight, making those big decisions, finding the different things that make a difference that we're going to be talking about. So finding the wisdom, let's focus on that for a little bit. You're maybe new in your business, but finding the wisdom that it takes to make it last a long term, find it as soon as possible. So that's what we want to do, because the wisdom is what's going to keep you in business for a long time. And that is a blend of practical skills and emotional intelligence and strategic planning will help you build that strong team to maintain a good balance between working and living, because this needs to be fun for you. It does. Being wise doesn't mean that you need to be an old grouch. Being wise means you've managed how to learn how to make this business work. So, what are the key ingredients in finding finding wisdom in a small business? Number one is knowing your business. And y'all are here tonight, and this is a good way through my webinars and others to start knowing your business and to learn the literacy of financial, what it's going to take to make it work. Understanding your numbers so they become second nature to you. And when you do that, you're going to be able to do some long-term planning. So be dedicated to knowing your business better than anyone else. And as you grow the business, and if your business does grow like Carly C's did, 1, 2, 3 stores or larger and larger, you're going to have some people to help you. So build a strong team around yourself. Learn how to delegate tasks, and notice you can't do it all yourself. Now, this isn't me saying to you, you can't have a good business unless you have a lot of employees, because you can delegate certain aspects of your small business to other people, just as if they're other employees, contractors, associates, virtual assistants. Learn not to try to do it all yourself. That's the main message here. You're here, and I'm proud of you, but continuing to learn and adapt. The discussions we have about AI is a good example. We must stay up with the trends and know what's happening and to be flexible and to prepare ourselves and be willing to go that extra mile. Well, I've just had a new baby, Steve, or here I've just got children starting to school. I don't have any extra time. I understand that. I live that life. But let me tell you, I know now, looking down from 20,000 feet, I wish I had way back made more room for learning to adapt. I was pretty good at it. I did a good job at Carver Equipment Company, and I pat myself on the back, but I made a lot of mistakes and could have done so much more. So that's what I'm sharing with you. Start right now to appreciate the fact that we need to learn and adapt to go along. And maybe all this book sense and gray matter in our mind and interaction with people is so important. But you know what? Emotional intelligence, something I hadn't ever thought about before, it's a big deal. And as we want to build customer relationships, the better we are at understanding our customers' needs, the better we're going to have to build strong relationships. Personal touch, empathy, to understand that other people are dealing with some pretty tough stuff too. And if we can be that entrepreneur, that business person that they can come to and feel comfortable with, knowing that we're not judging them, but we're trying to help them, that's a big deal with so many customers. That's a real big deal. And let's call that emotional intelligence to get us over more close to wisdom. Now we got to think about them, but also yourself is important. Self-care, your health, your time, your well-being, understanding and recognize it when you're being affected by stress. Never said this in a webinar before, but maybe one of my weakest points along the way was I just was just like a bull, type A personality, charge on, whatever it takes, keep on, meet that objective. You think I was a drill sergeant in the Marines and didn't ever tune into what stress was doing to me or the things I said because stress was dealing with me. Let me tell you, it's a big deal. And let me encourage you to listen to me here and to find other mentors that you can talk with and tone down the stress and recharge your batteries. The better you're able to do that, the better you're going to make it for the long haul. Now, I'm going to refer back to Charlie C. Charlie C., I knew him personally, and he had a lot of stress. He dealt with a lot of stuff, as you can imagine. But you know what? He never showed it. He was always friendly. He always had a smile on his face. He could always put the meat cleaver down and come out from around the counter and talk with you. Ask you how your parents were doing. Ask you about your children. Carly C. had this under control. Now, Joyce, not quite so much. She kept pushing. She kept loading the shelves. And if you wanted to talk with her, you'd have to watch her work. She handled it, and she went on for many, many years doing that. But Carly C. had that special thing. And I think it was a major component in his business doing as well as it did for a long time. Next topic is being able to forecast the pivotal points ahead. See the red flags. Now, I doubt that any of y'all have ever heard these terms. Maybe you have if you attended a webinar that I did year before last on I called it red flags. But this is so important, and I'm glad I can incorporate it into tonight's situation. Pivotal points for a business are, like landmines or like finding pots of gold. Now, which would you rather do? Find a pot of gold that you didn't expect to, or run over a landmine and get blown all to pieces because you didn't expect to do it? Well, my friends, let me tell you, both of them are out there. Landmines and pots of gold, they're there for you. And after 66 years, I can say they are there. That's the truth. And I can also tell you they are hard to see coming sometime. That's why I'm enjoying sharing this with you. We have to think that our journey in getting our businesses up and running is like going down the interstate. Wide open traffic, bumper to bumper, pushing you along. Sometimes you wonder if you can even steer your vehicle. All you can do is sit up there and just try to stay between the lanes. And business is the same way. But now, Papa Steve-O is here to tell you, no, it don't have to be that way. After tonight, I want you to have your eyes and ears and your radars on, and to be able to know there are times that we need to stop, take a deep breath, be aware of, I've got a decision here that's going to be really important. Which way do I go? It's the awareness factor that I'm trying to encourage you to find in yourself. And to remember, tuck it back in the back of your brain. Know that this awareness factor, this radar factor, is really important. There's three major pivotal points for entrepreneurs. Three different things that will affect big time whether or not you make it for the long haul. The three types of pivotal points are earning points, ability to make money. You'll learn that maybe by adding certain profit centers, you can increase your earning ability tremendously to move you up to the next level in business. How to find those profit centers and think about them and have a strategy to move your earnings up to the place that you can go to the next level. That's an important factor, and some of us never make it. Some of us do not want to make it. But if you want to grow your business to as large as it can grow, or as large as you feel comfortable running it, being aware of your earning points is a big, big deal, because that's going to determine how hard you work towards putting more profit centers in your business. The other pivotal point is learning points. Earning for the money, learning for the intelligence to make it work. What studies, what degrees, what certificates, what AI knowledge do you need? What product knowledge do you need to become the expert, the big kahuna in the field? Some of us can really sell. Some of us have great assets. Some of us can do one thing better than others. But in having your own business, one of the important things is to be knowledgeable on what you're doing so that you can make the right decisions about growing your business. So learning is really important. I want to say to you that I think that the webinars offered by the Small Business Center Network, the webinars like we're doing right now, can be some of the best learning points that you can add that personal knowledge. Yeah, you're not going to have a college degree for it or a diploma, but you're going to be able to use those tools. And that's what I'm striving to bring to the table here for you, is so that you can appreciate learning points and take the advantage. So seeing that opportunity coming down the road and grabbing it, maybe rearranging your priorities so that you can grab these particular skills, that's important for you. Thinking about how this learning is going to work. And then there's turning points. That's the turning point. So it was earning, learning, and turning points. Lots of things talk about turning points in marketing today, but I'm talking about the things that come up in our lives that make us make a right turn or a left turn or slam on brakes. They're coming at us all the time. And if we think about it, we can forecast when that decision needs to be made. And they are the most important decisions. Sometimes it's take a right turn and take your business in a totally different direction. Maybe sometimes it's hit the accelerator and going forward as fast as you can to get to this next opportunity. Maybe you're having a health issue that makes you say, I need to make some changes. Turning points come along so often. And the key that I'm talking about them tonight is these occasions are very much like you're going down the interstate and you miss an exit. You miss an exit over around Greensboro, Burlington, or Raleigh-Durham, and you may have to drive forever before you get a chance to correct it. These pivotal points are the same way. You need to be aware of the earning, learning, and turning points that are coming up on you. Recognizing those red flags and start slowing down and thinking about the decisions. Don't go past the exit without making the right decision, because you may not be able to have another chance for years. And they're big deals. So this is where these pivotal points for folks that are young and getting started are really bring us home to why it's important to have a mentor or an advisor or talk with someone that's got some experience, the Small Business Center director, so that they can help you know when and how to deal with the pivotal points that are indeed in front of all of us, so that we don't miss the exit and are ready to make the turn. Why is it important? Because the decisions you make are going to be do one or two things for you. They're going to help you do a miracle or make a big, big mess. A miracle or a mess if you screw up and miss one of your pivotal points and don't take advantage of the opportunities that it brings to you. So let's not make it any messes if we can help it. Let's don't get into scary situations if we can help it. Oh, I've been there. And that's why I'm so energetic about saying to you, you can avoid those big mistakes. You can avoid some really big risk by looking at your pivotal points as they're coming your way. A pivotal point is a place in time when you decide to make a shift and respond differently. That's the definition of pivotal point. And each one of us may make a big or a small difference in the moment of where you are in your entrepreneur journey, because they can represent growth, employment, service, delivery, and freedom. Yeah, that's well said, right? Okay. Pivotal points, look out for them. Next topic, diversity and how we're making our money. Trying not to have just one profit center, making our money with a different group of income streams. It's important that if you're planning on doing one thing usually will go away and go south and leave you high and dry. But if you plan your business with at least 5 profit centers, then things have a good chance of lasting you for a long time. Understanding that, putting your income streams together so that they bring money to you all year long. Now, we teach in our core topics courses that I'll be cranking back up in the fall that we need income streams, marketable profit centers, with things that people want and things that people need, 2 different types. We want income streams that are directed to bring in new customers and to build daily traffic. We want something to sell impulse sales. We want to be able to have upsells and to be able to say, by the way, we've got this and that. And if you don't have big ticket items, you won't have big ticket sales. So we need to know that as we're planning how we're going to bring income in through the years, that we're always focusing on these solid foundation type income streams that we have to have. So please make note of that and apply it to your business and see how you can make it work for you. There are some real common critical mistakes. So again, we're looking at this from 20,000 feet. I just want you to be aware of this so that as these opportunities come along, you can adapt for them. Thorough planning. Thorough planning will help you so much with a good business plan, doing your market research, setting down a timeline and goals. That'll help you avoid lots of mistakes. Financial planning and management. Have a budget. Understand the budget. Look at your own personal budget compared to the business budget and see if you're able to keep them separated. It's hard to do for individual entrepreneurs. It's hard to do, but we have to do it. It won't get easier as your business grows. It'll get harder. So get in the habit now of separating your finances and then prioritizing what needs to work in order to keep your cash flow on target. Because if we start getting slow on paying our bills, or unable to pay our employees, or unable to keep marketing to keep the money coming in, we're going to be in big trouble. Be a big mistake to do that. So keeping a good focus on cash flow is critical for you. Make sure that your business structure is right. LLC, S Corp, maybe just a individual entrepreneur, sole proprietor type thing. Make sure your structure is good. Talk to a professional. Talk to someone that is professionally equipped to give you tax advice and legal advice. That is not me. So find a professional that can help you make sure you're on the right type of structure. And then if you're in a creative type environment, things that you're doing for creative and you want to hold on to these creations for profit, you want to make sure that you're protecting your intellectual property. That's becoming a really big deal right now, protecting that intellectual property. The way you handle your marketing and customer relationships can indeed define how many mistakes you're going to make. So that's saying that we need to target audiences and create campaigns that are focused on getting the job done for particular groups. I say often, we can't be all things for all people, but we have to be everything for some people. And when we're everything for some people, they will become our raving fan customers. You ever had an old wood burning stove or any kind of stove at all for heat? Let me assure you that if you've got a wood burning stove, if you don't put wood into it, you're not going to get heat out of it. If you don't invest in a marketing campaign, you will not get a return on investment. So thinking you can just willy-nilly float down the river, run a few Facebook ads, freebies here and freebies there, and tell friends about this in social media, that you're going to have a meaningful return on investment. No, you will not, because you haven't made an investment. when you're taking your business to the next level, growing them cash flow wise, you're going to need to have a marketing campaign that is producing income for you. That will require an investment. How much? Hard to say, but 6.5% is a good place to start with your budget. That's to say that if I want to make $100, I don't spend at least $6.50 to advertising. Good place to start. Have a budget, have a starting point, and know that you need to invest in your marketing if you're going to get a good return on it. As Carly C. and Joyce taught us tonight, keep the customer service first. No matter what else, make sure that customer knows you appreciate them, you need them, and you want them to come back. Customer retention will help keep you out of a lot of trouble. And just because you're doing good today on June 3rd, don't mean that the same conditions are going to exist on December 3rd or September 3rd or July 4th. My friends know that this is a changing world of business, more so than I have ever seen before during the last 6 months. The tariff wars, the new administration, worldwide changing, Elon Musk, interest rates, who knows? A lot of changes going on. Put on your flexible pants tonight. Yeah, dress up to be a successful long-haul business entrepreneur. Put on some flexible breeches, because we don't have to make a lot of changes to stay on top of our game. Just know that that's coming. All of us have strengths, and all of us have weaknesses. Some of us are really well prepared to go into a certain market or a certain field. Maybe some of us are not. That's fine. That's the way life is. We have to get the starting line and get started. And these classes and all, when we get to the finish line of these classes, the reality is, hopefully we've got you at the starting line of your business. So I know there's a lot of get ready and wait, but that's what we don't need to do, to know what our strengths and weaknesses are and to start working on our weaknesses. Tonight's lesson is all about that. So I think we're really drilling in tonight. I hope that y'all agree with me and learn that we will learn from our mistakes, and we will make those mistakes. So risk management now comes to the top, and identifying where our risks are and what to do about them. The main thing I want to say about risk management is don't wait. Don't wait till you have a disaster or a failure. Don't wait till something falls apart before you think about risk management. This is a topic that we talk about beforehand. This is about forecasting what may happen, not doomsday, not crystal ball, but don't wait to put a risk management plan in place. Because the main things you want to do is to have a plan where you've thought about it. Make sure you've got security measures in place now. Make sure you've got a financial buffer, a savings account, a way to get out of a jam in case you have a cash flow problem. And now diversify your operations. These 3 lines becoming your risk management plan are critical. So David and Joel and Mary, Emily, Sonia, Corey, Kevin, Miranda, and Roy, you're doing your business plan, you're doing your budgets, great. Now let's do a risk management plan as well, okay? I'll be glad to help you with it. You get as far as you can or ask the questions, and you just don't have to worry about it. Now, y'all please excuse the phone call. I serve a nationwide customer base, and while it's 7 o'clock right here, it's only 4 o'clock in California, so those people are still doing business. So when they call in, I give them a good message, and I'll call them back after we talk. That's part of making yourself available to your customers. So let's get a risk management plan in place now, and don't wait to do it. Next, it's important that we say We want to learn and adapt from our setbacks. And as I said in the very first slide, we're going to make some big mistakes, and they're going to give us some really big setbacks. Charlie C's new store that he had built and added on to 3 times and was full of hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of merchandise burned to the ground, and he didn't have any insurance. I think him and Joyce would agree today that that was a mistake. It's a good example. No matter how good you're doing at some other things and how nice things are looking, we can have some big setbacks sometime. So let's all of us agree that, yeah, I know it's coming. I'm going to be tough. I'm ready as I can be, but still I know these curveballs may come my way, and I don't have the attitude, okay, I'm going to try to handle this, stay on my feet, and adapt from what I learn and move forward, because I know that some big mistakes are coming. There's no doubt about it. But having the knowledge in advance, as we're talking about now, you're going to be able to turn these circumstances into action because you're savvy enough now. You're thinking about it. You're here tonight. You're making notes. You're savvy enough now to know that we need to prepare. Yeah, it's the first day of hurricane season, as David reminded me a while ago. So, yeah, we don't think about things we have to do to prepare. In our small businesses, it's the same situation. We need to analyze what went wrong. We need to think about what I could have done different and what kind of plan would I have to correct this situation and build this into a learning experience. That's hard to do when you're crying your eyeballs out or worried about what in the world you're going to do next. So instead of worrying the world about what you're going to do next, let's remember this slide. Analyze what went wrong. Let's look at a diverse perspective as to different things that you might have done to have a better plan and put some risk management foundation in place to keep it from happening again. That way we embrace our mistakes because they become learning curves for us. Embrace the failure, make it a learning opportunity. Develop resilience because you have wisdom. And always be adapting and adjusting that risk management plan. We got to keep moving. A lot of us will say, well, things are going well. I'm going to stay right here in this position and make my money. Customers are coming in. But my friend, here's the truth. If you're standing still, you're backing up in business because your competitors and the market keeps on moving. It never stops. It's always changing. Maybe 90% of your customer base likes things just the way they are. And you're happy to serve that 90%. But here's the rest of the story. Here's the wisdom. That means 10% are moving on. That means you're focusing on the 90% and you're not focusing on bringing in new business. And the truth is you'll lose a third of your customers every year doing the very best you can do. People die, they move away, people change their mind. So while you think you're holding on to your business and sitting still, no, sir, no, ma'am, you're not. Things are moving on, and you're in their dust. So stay motivated and stay positive. Learn from every encounter and keep asking questions. Keep talking to your customer base and see how they're changing, how their world are changing, what they'll be buying from you next year if you have it. That's what you call keeping the momentum going. Surround yourself with positive thinking people, a good forward-looking culture. Encourage open communications and provide training and development to your employees and seek it for yourself. I am so proud of maybe 15 to 40 regular people who attend my webinars time after time, class after class. I try to make sure that I remember things are changing all the time. That's why we're doing these new webinars. And I'm so proud and thankful for you guys who are trying to see these changes that I recognize. And I know that you're visiting with other instructors as well, because to me it says that you're not sitting still. You're trying to improve your own skills and think about your business in terms of the future and for the long haul. So let's bring it up to the serious subject. The long haul. I said we were going to look at this at 20,000 feet. That means we're going to look at it looking down the road 15, 20, 30, 40 years. That's the long haul I'm talking about. And how are we going to be able to say, after this long haul, mission accomplished? How are we going to be able to do that? Well, let me clue you in. We don't have to say mission completed a lot of times. A lot of times every week, every month, and every year. And when you multiply that times 50 or 60 years, that's a lot of mission completed stickers on the slides, isn't it? So I want to share with you, mission accomplished is not going to come until you want it to or you've earned it. But mission completed is going to come at you every single day. So we can't get too dreamy-eyed and thinking about mission completed mission accomplished until we've done a lot of mission completed. Now, I'm nowhere close to the end of my line with mission completed. I've got a lot of things. If you could see my desk right here, you can see 50 things I need to complete. All of them not really important missions, but all of them have to be done. And I bet if I look at your desk and you were thinking about what's in front of you and moving your business forward, you don't need to have some opportunities to say mission completed as well. So first challenge to you is how many, I'm going to get right now, let's go to chat. How many mission needs to be completed? How many mission needs to be completed items do you have on your to-do list tonight? Well, I said 50, but I can look at my desk here, and I've really got 15. So here someone says about 3, okay. How about that? Y'all give me an idea, how many mission completes do you need to do right away? Get over there on chat and be honest with yourself. The mere fact that you'll go to the chat board and write down a number is telling me that you're thinking about some things that you need to do to move on, to get out of the rut, to move this business forward. Thank you, David, Mary Beth. Think about the things that you need to get done. And if you're putting down 0, then you need to come on down to the altar here and have a word with Jesus. Because no business can say, I don't have anything that I can do to improve it. So let's be the truth and set ourselves free. I mean, I owned up to 15 different things, so I want you guys to do the same thing. Mission completed. Now that and thank you all for participating there. Thank you. So now that you have thought about what those things are, let's see if we can start getting it done. Because you know what? Mission accomplished to a small business person means that we have achieved specific goals, that we're completing projects, that we're reaching milestones. And that's where we can move forward. Over on your to-do list of the missions that needs to be completed, what I'd like for you to be thinking tonight with me is, what is the next milestone that I need to get to in my business? What is the next milestone that I need to achieve? And then start working towards it. Motivation, I'm trying to do it for you now. I'm trying to give you that little spark to move you forward. So important. So as we do that, start launching new products. Start thinking in terms of what new markets you want to go after. Start thinking about how much money you want to have in the bank as secure items and how you're going to put it there. When you start doing this and thinking about the long haul, it's going to really and help you get there. What's it going to take to find the stepping stones leading to continued growth and success. Now, we've covered some really important stuff tonight, and I hope that you will save the printouts, the study guides, and when I send you the video tomorrow, I hope that you'll want to go back through it, maybe do some screenshots and make some notes about what might help you most. Because your success is our goal. That's why we're here as the Academy for Mutual Healthiness. When we can put together a long list of mission completed, then maybe we'll get to that point to say mission accomplished. With your help, I'm looking forward to finding that position myself, because part of my mission accomplished is to keep teaching, keep inspiring, keep encouraging people to move forward and help give some tips that'll help you do that. What is it going to take for your mission accomplished? Have you determined that? When and where, what age, what year will mission accomplished ring your bell, and what will transpire up to that? I can tell you one thing for sure. To get there successfully, you will have to have a desire, number one, of being in a league of your own. Two, have a really great customer base of raving fan customers who know you, love you, and want to continue to do business with you, just like Carly sees. And three, you will have found the time through the years to not only look after your business, but also to look after your family and yourself, charge your batteries, not let stress beat you up, and to find the high road in doing business. That is ethically, morally, doing the work of Jesus Christ or whoever your Savior is or whoever you believe in, thinking about it every day and making decisions that will make you proud of yourself and everyone else proud of you too, and knowing that you're trying to do things right. People will recognize that. I recognize it as my whole community hears, and Carly C. and Joyce. It's the way they ran their business. It's the way they ran their families. It's the way they treated their employees to become in a league of their own. And each one of you, every single one of you, no matter how big a business that you're striving for, can do the same thing. Is staying with the fundamentals and keeping an eye out for the long term. I'd like to share with you something that I found, and I'll take the time to read this. Let's work together to bring your vision to life. As we conclude this webinar tonight, remember you are doing important work. Building a business here is not all that is happening. Opportunities are being created for you and others. Problems are being solved. The future is being shaped. Believe in your potential to make a difference and let your passion be your guide and your determination and to be your fuel. There's a greatness in you, my friend. You can achieve incredible things, and I want us all to work together to bring vision to life. I think that's a worthy goal, and I certainly look forward to working along that way with you as well. Next Tuesday, I hope you'll be right back here. I'll send you some good reading material tomorrow. These handouts are incredible. I hope that you'll go for them. And now let me say that through the use of AI, going on Google and typing in topic matters and getting good feedback through AI, it has really given me lots of great ideas to share with you. So a lot of the things you've heard me say tonight, I give credit to Google AI and to my research and to my virtual assistants because I think they're helping me up the game. And I'm trying to up my game so that you can up yours. So Thank you all for being here. Remember, days are getting longer now, so don't give up on us. Stay with it. We got 2 more weeks in this course, and then we'll, in a couple of weeks, start off another 5-week course. But thank you all for being here. Find a way to charge your battery. Be still and know that the Lord and Jesus will help you. Find, if you're not into that religion, find one where you can find inspiration and peace. Don't get stressed out. But we got to keep pushing. Our businesses will not push themselves. We have to motivate them. We need the energy to do it and the endurance to stay in the game. So thank you all for staying with me tonight. We're right at the 7:30 mark. I'd appreciate any and all comments. Please go to the chat board and give me any information you'd like to share or ask questions you'd like to bring home. Grant, I see your phone number on the screen here. Please go to the chat board and make sure you give me your email address. I'd appreciate it very much. And Kevin, you as well. That's probably our regular Kevin. It's good to have you back. So thank you for being here. How about some comments? Anyone have anything you'd like to share? David, let me say again to you, thank you for being with us tonight, and God bless all you folks over in the mountains. We've been pulling for you and still are.
Thanks, Dave.
Yes, sir. Were you able to make some notes on things to do tonight?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Okay, no one's talking up, so let me say to you, God bless you. Have a great week. I'll leave the audio on for a while, but if...
Thank you, Steve. I couldn't get to my phone.
Okay, Sonia, good to have you back with us tonight. Appreciate you being here. Okay, y'all take care. I'm going to turn the... Okay, Sarita. Thank you, Brana. We're going to send you a video link tomorrow so you can review anything that you'd like. Good night and take care.
Good night.
Good night. God bless.
God bless you too, Tisha.
Good night.
Sarita, well.